Hey everyone, Jason Jenkins here with AssetLock. Super excited. We are about to go sit down with an advisor who just started implementing AssetLock maybe about 4 or 5 months ago and how it's transforming his practice. So come along with me.
It was kind of amazing last year when I met you and I heard the AssetLock story, because I just went, I've been looking for this type of a tool to offer my clients from the very first minute that I was in this business, and it's nowhere out there to be found. So the first time I saw you talk about AssetLock and just really go through what it did for me as the advisor and my clients, just having a plan, knowing that there will be another downturn, and it's inevitable. It's not an if, it's a when. You know, we just had this little bit of a blip here in January. I didn't get a single phone call from anybody that I've set up on the AssetLock program in the last couple of months. And I can't say that that surprises me, because they have that confidence and they know that I'm watching, and that if something is going to happen and there's an important conversation that we need to have, I'm going to pick up the phone, because AssetLock is, you know, if it's close to triggering, I'm going to get an alert where I can have that conversation, and if it does trigger, then I'm going to take care of them. I can't imagine it really. You know, coming from a 6 and 63 background, and then being compelled to get my 65 to better serve others and, you know, work on that fiduciary platform, I don't really see how, without a tool like AssetLock, you could say you're acting in someone's best interest. You have 10 clients, and then you have 50 clients, and then you have 100 clients, and then you have 150 clients, all with different levels of risk tolerance. How do you even know who to call first and how to begin that whole conversation? And you just go, how, as an advisor, if something happens where we have a downturn like that, how am I going to help protect people and actually execute that plan that we discussed on day one that they were comfortable with? I don't see how it would be possible. You know, how are you going to handle the next downturn? What's the current plan that's in place? And most people go, I don't know, what do you mean? My guy's watching, right? He's watching. And you say, okay, is he? Do you have something that's, you know, predetermined and written that absolutely will happen, or is he just kind of supposed to be out there watching somewhere? And now that I've been on both sides of that, I can't imagine having a practice without AssetLock. But I know I decided to leave my old company after being there for 10 years, and that was a tough thing to do. But every time I sit down with my clients, you know, and I have these relationships where we did a fixed index product, or we did a mutual fund or something along those lines, and I tell them I felt compelled to leave the platform that I was at to move over to the 65 and to have AssetLock, because you flat out deserve this. I can't imagine, you know, having any, or not having a tool like this to be able to serve you. And when I saw it, I had to switch companies. And what's funny is you look at all of the big companies that are out there who could, should, or however you want to approach it, have a tool like this, and they don't. And it's absolutely amazing to me. How are they taking care of people? It makes it easy. I don't know if we talked, but just in having these relationships that I've developed over the last 10 years, I'll sit down with someone, I'll walk them through the process, and I'm moving right around $1 million every month since I've been licensed. That was from the very first month. And so long story short, you know, I was saying maybe I would move 2 or 3 million, and I quickly went to, you know what, if you're not doing $1 million a month with having a tool like this, you probably just aren't working. I don't see any other way to look at it than that. You aren't talking to enough people, because people hear the story and they connect to it and they think, I want that. the minute that you start talking about asset lock and the, having a plan for downside protection and predetermining, what action you want to take and making sure that they have their risk right. And what I've found is, they go hand in hand. You have that conversation, and maybe an annuity allows them to be more comfortable with having their money in AUM, or vice versa. Maybe because they have AUM, they can relax a little bit and they know that they want that income piece of it. So they play on each other perfectly. But as far as hurting your production, it's not going to hurt it. It's going to help it. Like I said, I can't imagine having a practice without it. And if you want to excel and you want to connect with people and you want to do all the things that as fiduciaries we say we're going to do, how else in the world are you going to do that without a tool like Asset Lock?